So this is basically like a part 2 to what we were just talking about, but I got myself a drink. That's very important. I got myself a drink. So now we are going to be okay, let me say what I'm gonna do. We're gonna be predicting who we think are gonna be in March Madness this year. Yeah, we're gonna try to predict who we think are gonna make it to March Madness this year. So, hopefully you guys enjoy. Let's get into it. Alright, like, subscribe. Let's get into it. So, first, I think UConn will advance to the round of 32. Who do I think will FAU? I've heard a little bit more about FAU, so I'm going to be predicting FAU. Okay? This is from someone who doesn't watch college basketball a lot. I don't watch it a lot. So, take these opinions with a grain of salt. Who do I think between San Diego State and you? I think San Diego State will advance. Then who will face them? Auburn, or I think Auburn will face them. Then BYU, or I've heard a little bit more about BYU. I need to pick at least one shocker in this. I need to. Morehead State or Illinois? Illinois. Washington State or Drake? I think I heard a little bit more about Drake, not the artist, like the school Drake, this year. That's technically an upset. I think Iowa State will advance. Iowa State has been really good this year that I've heard of. They're a second seed. So, I already got 4 rounds, basically. Now we're going to the West, who I think for the West will make it. North Carolina, that's an easy one. North Carolina will advance. Hopefully I don't jinx them right there. Mississippi State or Michigan State? Ooh, I'm going to say Mississippi State. But I wouldn't be surprised. My cat needs to stop scratching my door. St. Mary's or Grand Canyon? St. Mary's. That's what I'm going to predict. Alabama or Charleston? I think, Alabama. Then Clemson or New Mexico? I'm going to predict, this is going to sound crazy to people who actually watch. Do I want to do risky and do New Mexico? No, I'm going to do safe and do Clemens. Baylor is obviously winning that one. Then Dayton versus Nevada. Dayton. We're going to come back when March Madness is over and see if I got any of these right. Arizona versus Long Beach. Arizona. Then Houston versus Longwood. Houston. I think I've picked every single first round or every single favorite aside for like one. We got Texas A&M or Nebraska. Wisconsin or James Madison. Wisconsin. Duke is obviously winning that one. Then Texas Tech or North Carolina, Texas Tech. Kentucky. If Kentucky doesn't win, like what even happens? Florida or this place? I'm gonna predict Florida. Then Marquette. Okay, Purdue. Purdue is obviously one of the first seed in the Midwest, so they're gonna win. Utah or TCU. Utah State or TCU. This one I might be risky. I'm gonna leave that one for right now. Gonzaga, easy. Kansas, easy. South Carolina, easy. Craigington, easy. Texas, easy. Tennessee, easy. So we only got one. I'm actually going to risk it. I'm going to say TCU pulls it off. So now, who do I think will go into the Sweet 16? Who do I think will go into the Sweet 16 of March Madness? I'm going to predict for Auburn versus San Diego State. I'm going to predict Auburn pulls it off. Then, I'm going to predict BYU or Illinois. I'm going to predict Illinois. Drake versus Iowa State. North Carolina versus Mississippi State. North Carolina. St. Mary's versus Alabama. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to say St. Mary's is going to win. That might be a dumb move. Baylor's obviously going to win. Dayton. That's hard. Dayton versus Arizona. I'm going to say Arizona. Houston versus Nebraska. Houston is a first, so they're going to win it, obviously. Wisconsin versus Duke. Texas Tech versus Kentucky. Florida versus Marquette. Purdue. Kansas or Gonzaga. I might say Gonzaga. Gonzaga's going to win. Then South Carolina versus Craigington. I'm going to say Craig. Then Texas versus Tennessee. Oh, UConn hasn't played. So we're going to the Sweet 16. Who do I think will be after the Sweet 16? Illinois versus Iowa State. I'm actually going to say Iowa because I've heard a little bit more about them. Okay, then we got North Carolina versus St. Mary's, North Carolina. Baylor versus Arizona. I'm actually going to say Baylor over Arizona. Is that a dumb move? I'm going to say Baylor over Arizona. Houston versus Duke. Houston's a 1 seed. But it's Duke. I'm going to say Houston. Kentucky versus Marquette. This is where I say Marquette wins. This is so hard now. I'm going to say Tennessee wins this one. And I'm going to say Purdue wins that one. What do I want? I don't know how I feel about that. Do I want Duke to go over Houston? This might sound so dumb to people who actually watch the games. We're in the Elite 8. Okay. North Carolina versus Baylor. We're going to say North Carolina pulls it off. Oh, UConn didn't play. Or no, yes they did. Did I advance UConn? Okay. Then we got Houston versus Marquette. I'm going to say Houston. I'm just saying, no, I'm going to say Marquette. I'm going with my gut. I don't even think Houston should have made it here. The people who I said was over Houston, I'm actually going to say Duke pulls it off. But I'm still going to say Marquette wins over Duke. And I'm going to say Purdue wins there. And now we're in the Final Four. And we're 9 minutes into the video. We're in the Final Four. I'm going to say UConn wins. And I'm going to say this is like 3 1s and 1 2. I'm going to say Purdue wins it. And I'm going to say who wins. I'm going to say UConn. That's my predictions. I'm going to say UConn wins the whole thing. This might sound dumb to people who actually watch college basketball, but I don't. Oh, I'm not submitting my bracket. It has my email. I'm not submitting my bracket. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and we're going to get to 10 minutes. Peace.